Kanye brought part of the making. Buhari's presidency, his first tenure, all the while on as the president, don't enjoy Igbo, a mellow vice. But when he became the presidential candidate in the one that he succeeded, the total number of votes went from Southeast Igbo 20,000. So he became president without an Igbo. True or false? Is that true or false? Second time he came around. Because he knew that the previous one, he became president without, you didn't help him, you didn't support him, you didn't hinder him. It happened. Yes. Then came Tinubu. Tinubu contested election. Yes, our brother was contesting. Good enough. We all voted for him. But eventually, Tinubu became president. The lesson from that is that what is it possible for a president to be made in a country where we are without our contribution? In other words, we can't help, we can't hinder. That is, we are not part of it. That's why I say, are we really influential as a people? We need to look at ourselves and ask ourselves, are we almost behind that and wait? If you ask me, are we influential or are we loud? There's a difference between being influential and being loud.
So I believe you must have heard what he said, but I find it very nauseating that elderly people who are supposed to be representing the facts and exposing the truth, the real truth to the people, are busy depending on lies when they know the facts. I want to stand against what this man has said. Yes, we agree that, the number of votes from the eastern side, the Igbos, did not really make any impact on who becomes the president. That is because these elections were completely rigged. They were completely rigged. If the elections represented the true vote distribution of the people, you will discover a very shocking information. I kid you not. You will discover a very shocking information. And I'm going to tell you the truth and nothing but the truth. Why do you think that after Tinubu won without the votes of the Igbos, he came for this second tenure, realizing that a lot of things have changed in the polity? He now wants the Igbo people to move a movement into the Igbo nation for them to vote for him. Why is he canvassing for the Igbo vote? Why did he use the City Boys movement? Why did he call the Igbos, the billionaires in the Igbo land, to canvass for vote for him? Why? A lot of you do not understand that everything that is done in this country is done with the intention of cheating another, group in the country. That is exactly what it is. Politics in every facet is going on. I will start from the beginning of this issue. Do you know that in 2006, during the census that was conducted in Nigeria, in 2006, that wherever you were in the country, you were counted as part of that place? So I was in Jos, in Plateau State. I have lived in Jos for over 15 years. During the population census, I was counted as being in Jos. Now, they excluded tribe from that census. They excluded religion from that census. Why did they exclude that? They said they wanted regional cohesion. They don't want challenges. They don't want problems. That if they begin to put religion and tribe, that is going to cause, a whole lot of division in the country and a lot of talks and all of that. And the Igbos were, arguing that this will help us find out the distribution of our people around the country, because Igbos are well-traveled. A lot of Igbos are well-traveled. But these Muslim extremists, that is why that pastor was talking about Islamization of the country. Why do you think that they want to Islamize the country if their number is more? Why do you think they would want to Islamize the country if they have the numbers ahead of the Christians? This is common sense. Now, I tell you this. They did all that and they decided to remove religion. They removed your tribe. So, wherever you are, your tribe is not known, your religion is not known. But then they said they were going to add the state. But during the actual census, nobody asked you which state you are from. They come to you, what's your name? You say, they write your name. They just have a paper, they have their record. They write your name, they write your age, they write possible height, they write all those things, and then they leave. And so if you were in Plateau State, you are in Plateau State. You are a member of Plateau State. If you are in Lagos, you are a member of Lagos. And after the war, something happened. They talked about the 3 R's: reconstruction, rehabilitation, and reintroduction. What did they even call it? But reconstruction never happened in that southeastern area where the war happened. Reconstruction was happening in Lagos. A lot of you do not know these things. reconstruction was busy happening in Lagos. Everything shifted to Lagos, and that is why Igbos who are, business oriented all moved. Go to Kano, they have a place called Sabongari in Kano. Igbos are there, flooded there. Go to Kaduna, Igbos are there. Go to Lagos, they are there doing businesses. I'm telling you that during the time of this population census, I was in Jos, and we had a lot of Igbo people in Plateau State, Jos. Go to Bauchi, my family members, some of them were in Bauchi. Go to Nasarawa, a lot of people were in Nasarawa. Go to Benue, go to Kogi, and these places I'm calling to you. You see North Central, you see most of the areas in the north are Christian dominated areas. Oh, if you don't know it today. Most of these North Central areas have over 60-70% of Christians living in them. Do you know that Borno that you are hearing, that they have indigenes who are Christians? In fact, during my service here, I have a friend who is from the north, who is from Borno State. He is a Christian, and he will always tell us how they used to fight Boko Haram. He is a Christian from Borno State. So a lot of politics is going on that you may not know. They want to cage you, they want to keep you. Look at it now. Kano has about 9.something million people from the census they did in 2006. I think the total population was around 140 million thereabout. Lagos had about 9 million. Kaduna, I think about 6 million plus. Kano, I think Katsina about 5 million plus. Oyo about 5 million plus. It is only River State, because of the oil and everything, they wanted to give them that population. River State got about 5 million. Anambra too. I think Anambra was about 4 million. Other Igbo states, 2 million, 1 million. Bayelsa, 1.something million. Abia, 2.something million. Imo, I think Imo got about 3.something million. So you discover that each time a very sensitive issue is going on, the Northerners move their people to the north. You see them in trailers, you see them in big vehicles, they move. But the Igbos are business oriented. They want to stay where they are, do their business, even build where they are. When we were in Jos, we had our own building in Jos, right? So Igbos are this kind of people that when they go to that place, wherever their business is situated, they want to develop that area and live comfortably. And so they will stay there, whatever is happening. If the Igbos decided that during that population census, that all of them will come back to the east and be counted in the east, I kid you not, the population of the east will skyrocket. So you discover that this Lagos, a chunk of, a very huge chunk of the population is coming from the east. Kano, the same thing. Kaduna, the same thing. The north, most of the north, the same thing. Those populations. And so if you look deeper, you may discover that if all things being equal, if the tribes were taken into consideration and everything, and then you now want to separate by tribe, you may discover that the Igbo population is very high, and they will be determining, by this time, the Igbos will now say, look at our population, we can decide who becomes the president. That is what they want to remove from you, and that is what they have removed from you. So you do not have the power, because they know your population distribution. For goodness sake, they know your population distribution. You don't know better than them. Wise up. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. And people who will come to be giving talks to Igbos should give them the real truth and stop this Nigerian pushed truth. Nigeria has its own truth that if you look deep, you discover that a lot of lies are in there, embedded in that truth. Tell your people the truth, the complete truth. The Igbo population is very massive, very massive, very massive. And if you want to do the right thing, if there's no rigging, if there's no, you will discover that any Igbo man that comes to become a president in this country will win that election. Why do you think they always fight Igbo people in Lagos? Why? Why do you think if you want to come and vote, the last time they wanted to vote, they fought them, they used violence and all? If they believe that their number is highest in Lagos, they would have allowed it. If they believed Igbos did not have numbers in Lagos, they would have allowed them to vote. They would say, is it not highest 3,000 Igbos, 5,000, 10,000 Igbos, they should go and vote, the Yorubas will vote too. But they fought you not to vote. They did everything to disenfranchise you. Why is that so? You have not thought about it. Let us tell ourselves the truth and stop deceiving our young ones coming up.